Hello and welcome to your April 2022 Tarot Scopes with me, Intuitive Rene. As always, such an honor and a privilege to be here with you and to bring you this content to keep you motivated, inspired, and focused on whatever is necessary for the month of April 2022. So, tarot scopes are always so much fun for me. We're sticking with the same format that we have used for the last couple of months. So we're doing a detailed spread, detailed layout, giving you guidance to help you navigate through the month ahead. So we're looking at April, month number 4. It is just quite mind-blowing how quickly 2022 is going. And I hope that you are managing to get through it fairly unscathed, fairly successful in whatever it is that you are doing for the time being. So if you are a returning subscriber or returning viewer to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for your love and support. Always means the world to me to have you return. And if you are a new visitor to my channel, welcome to you as well. I do hope that you enjoy it here and that you do consider subscribing to the channel to make sure that you see all the content that is available. So let's talk tarot scopes for a second. What are they? So tarot scopes are videos that I create towards the end of the previous month for the following month. So the time of recording these videos will be like the last week in March, and I release them in that time period so that you have them before the new month starts, so that you can be prepared, so that you can watch to see what the month ahead has in store for you, so that you can prepare yourself, brace yourself if necessary, so that you can take advantage of the energies that are around you. The tarot scopes, there are 12 individual videos done, and they are all completely different. I stick with the same kind of layout. I use the same spread, so it's the same questions that we're asking. I use the same deck, but obviously the readings are so different for each sign of the zodiac. This intro I recorded once and I stick it in the front of each of the 12 videos just to save myself repetitive talking. And I do set the intention with the tarot scopes that they be relevant for your sun sign, for the moon sign, and for your rising sign. So if you do know that much information about yourself, if you are familiar with your natal chart and you do have that, you're welcome to watch a couple more of the videos to get different aspects or different insights to who you are and what you're dealing with for the month of April. I also then strongly encourage you to come back to the video during the month of April. So halfway through, like, closer to the end or whatever it may be, when any time that you're facing a challenge or any time that you're facing a quandary, find yourself in a bit of a pickle, come back to the video, because you will certainly find some inspiration that might help you to make the decisions or the changes, or to make the movements in whichever direction you need to. So I do encourage you to come back. The video never gets taken down. It's always here. The months in question, so like now we're doing April, I will have the April videos highlighted on my YouTube channel. So if you're wondering about how to find it, you just go to youtube.com, you do a search for Intuitive Rene, and on my page you will see the April tarot scopes will be visible. And if you want to look at the past month, if you go, once you're on my YouTube channel, go to the playlists, you will see these, that they're all there. All the previous month's playlists, they're all there for you. So I do each month in a separate playlist just so that I can highlight it and make it easier for you to find. So what decks am I going to be working with today? Well, for our April tarot scopes, I'm going to be working with the Gilded Tarot Royale. I love the Gilded Tarot, I really do. So I have the Gilded Tarot Royale, and this is by Ciro Marchetti. I'm going to be working with his deck. I do have the little mini on hand as well, just in case we need some clarifiers. So we have the two. I love working with these, what I call tarot families. So I've got those two. And then I have the Oracle deck that I want to work with, is this one, which is a combined Oracle deck. It's got 2 decks in it, both by the same person. I think Wendy Andrews is her name. I hope I haven't got it wrong. So this is the Goddess Dream Oracle, and the Goddess Love Oracle. So you can see that they are, I'm looking for a purple, there we go. So you can see I've got the yellow and the purple. So the one is the Goddess Dream Oracle and the other one is the Goddess Love Oracle, and I have combined them into a single deck, which means that double the gorgeousness, double the gloriousness. So those are the decks that I'm going to be working with. I am going to switch the camera around, so you will see my table. You will have a top-down view of the cards, so that it just means that less of my face and more of the important stuff. So I will swap the camera around so that you get to see onto the table, see the cards as they are, lay them all out, and give you all the information that you need to keep you motivated and inspired for the month of April. So if you enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. By doing that, by engaging with the video, by giving it a thumbs up and a little comment below, basically what you're doing is you're telling YouTube that this is good content and that they should recommend it to other people. And that's the best way to support me and to ensure that I'm able to continue bringing you this free content. And if you haven't already done so, maybe consider joining my YouTube channel memberships. For a small monthly fee, you get access to me. I'm a poet. We do all sorts of interesting things on the YouTube channel membership. So if you click, wrong side, if it should be just down there, click the join button. There'll be all sorts of information explaining the different tiers, the different layouts, what you get, what you don't get. All of that information is there. So do consider joining. I've got quite a beautiful, wonderful group of people who do subscribe and do support the work that I do in that way. And I do so value and appreciate each one of them. I'm going to stop babbling because you are here to find out about April. You are not here for my awful sales pitch. My awful sales pitch. So friends, as I said, I'm going to swap the camera around. We're going to get onto your zodiac and we're going to give you all the information that you need. Let's get going. Right, so Cancerians, let's get into your reading and let's have a look and see what the month of April has in store for you. So giving our oracle cards a bit of a shuffle, I'm looking for a single card from this deck, which is going to give us our theme, whoopsie, for the month ahead. Bad shuffling, you know me and my hands. All right, so Cancerian, we're looking for a single card for the month ahead, a single card for April 2022 for each one of you. Right, and I am going to take that card over there. Let's have a look and see what do we have for you. What is our theme for the month ahead for all Cancerian energy? Oh, look at that. Oh, how beautiful is this card? I don't think I've drawn this card before. Rejoice, make love, and celebrate. Flora. How beautiful is that? Gosh, and the colors are just so vibrant and so exquisite. The card is card 23. It is the card of radiance, and it says rejoice in your life. Oh, and I see there's keywords. There's another little word hiding at the bottom there as well. Absolutely exquisite. And you know what? I love all the colors of this, and I love how she is the background. The background is her, you know, how you don't know where she starts and where the background ends, and all these kind of things. It is just absolutely exquisite. And I think for a monthly theme card, I think that is just absolutely beautiful. So Gemini, what does this mean? How do we interpret this while I shuffle the tarot cards? I think radiance is just talking about recognizing on all levels, on every single level, how special you are and how special life is and how fabulous everything is, and just seeing and appreciating the value of everything that you have going on in your life at the moment. I do think that is absolutely stunning. Rejoice in your life means let's not focus on the challenges and the problems. Let's celebrate and acknowledge all the success that we have. But let's also practice, you know me, I am such an ambassador for gratitude. So I do think the Flora card is talking about, you know, taking time to smell the flowers, taking time to smell the coffee, taking time to enjoy the little things in life. And not always so focused on, you know, the big events and the big achievements and the big accomplishments. But let's celebrate the small stuff. Let's spend our life. Let's spend April 2022 acknowledging everything that we have. Let's be grateful for all the little things that we have, and let's celebrate them to the best of our ability. I'm just going to carry on dishing out all the cards, and once I've got all the cards positioned on camera, I will then start talking about it. Sure. I am loving where this is going, and I'm probably going to run out of space. No, we're okay. Let's just put them all out, all 10 cards, and then we shall start discussing further. So Cancerians, April 2022, you know, can you believe it's April already? It is quite, oh, I love the colors. It is quite mind-blowing that April has arrived already, or is arriving, depending on when you're watching this particular video. But I really do think this Radiance card is saying that as long as you are shining from the inside out, as long as you are sharing your light with everyone around you, with the world around you, everything's going to be okay. But it is about celebrating and acknowledging yourself, your success, your victories, your accomplishments, your achievements, and don't ever feel like you haven't done enough. You need to shine from the inside out, and you need to rejoice. You need to make love, and you need to celebrate life for what it is, for how it is, for why it is. I love that. Okay, so Cancerians, let's start. How does the month start? Well, the month starts with you needing a rest. You know, you got to build up the energy so that you can do all of this glorious rejoicing that we need to do, this radiance that we need to do. Now, on a serious note, the Four of Swords is the card of saying do nothing, okay? It says that as much as you are ready and as much as you are primed and ready to jump into action and to get stuff done and to accomplish so much, it's not time yet. So, and while you're waiting for that clock to just tick over, take some time out for yourself. Rest as much as you can while you can, because when you get busy, when things start happening, you know, then you can't say, oh wait, I didn't sleep all last night, let me rest. So I think this is Spirit saying to you, we need to start the month off as slow as we can, resting as much as we can, taking it easy as much as we can, because as the month goes, so the energy levels are going to get higher and higher and higher, and so you're going to be needed to do so much more. So start slow and build up. Don't feel like, you know, what do they say? You're running a marathon and not a race, okay? So it's about pacing yourself, all right, Cancerians? It's about pacing yourself and not feeling this need or this desire to rush into anything just because the month has started. Even though you are radiant, and even though you are so beautiful, and even though we want to celebrate and enjoy all that there is to life, but this is definitely saying don't be too quick to rush into anything. Let's rather start off slow, because you do have a tendency to rush into things. So we have our Page of Wands here. Now he is very ambitious. Bless his soul. He's very ambitious. He's very super eager. And he's also the kind of person who doesn't really think before he does. He's like, no, it's fine. I'll figure it out. Let me do it. Give me a chance. Like, I really get that kind of, I'm going to call him ADD vibe off him. And you know, we're not saying that all Cancerians are like that, but when it comes to doing things where you want to please, where you want to be of service, where you want to guide and help other people, you do tend to be the first to jump in and say, let me do it. And I do think this Page of Wands is sort of saying to you, you know, Spirit is saying, let's start the month off slow. Okay, let's start the month off slow, because there's a lot going on and there's a lot that you need to do, and you don't need to do it all at once. We do need to pace ourselves. So that is the message coming through from these two cards, so loud and so clear. Love that. All right, so what is lying beneath the surface as to why we need to start taking things a bit slow? And here we have this gorgeous Empress card. Now, I have to say to you that these two, as much as they're not the same, I get the same vibe from them. Let's do it that way. There we go. So they're both beautiful maidens. They both got these kind of floral wreath circles, animals kind of situation. They've both got deers and rabbits and all the other gorgeous things going on. And to me, the Empress she is the mother of nature. Okay, she gives life to everything. She gives life to everyone. She gives life to all circumstances. And, you know, you can see she's got a bit of a pregnant belly there. So she represents all things feminine and all things beautiful, but she is the giver of life. She is the nurturer. She is the one who takes care of everything. She doesn't judge. She doesn't question. She just does. Okay. And I do think the undercurrent for you, Cancerians, is that this is who you are. This is exactly who you are. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. But you are somebody who wants to be taken care of. You want to look after other people. You want to nurture. You want to love. You want to, the word I'm hearing, and it's a horrible word, and it's not one I should use, but I'm hearing it, therefore I must give it.
You want to smother. You want to smother in love. You want to smother in kindness. You want to smother in understanding. So that is the undercurrent. But again, Spirit is saying is we have to pace ourselves. We mustn't rush into anything because we need to give our radiance the chance to shine in whichever way that it needs to. So how did we get here? Okay. So Cancerians, here we have our Emperor. Now, it's very interesting that we had our Empress and our Emperor right next door to each other. That speaks volumes in and of itself. So our Emperor, he is the masculine counterpart to our Empress. So she is all about love and caring and, nurturing and all of that. Our Emperor, on the other hand, he is about planning and strategy and war and achievements and accomplishments and ruling and all of that kind of good stuff. So you can see how very, very different these two are. So she's the greens and the blues and he's the reds and the oranges and the yellows. So their colors are completely opposite as well, but they make such a good pair, don't they? Because they bring different aspects to the relationship, where the one is weak, the other is strong, where the one is powerful, the other one, where the one is impatient, the other one is patient. So they are the yin to each other's yang. And isn't that just fabulous that they can be that for each other? Absolutely. So in looking at the overall picture, what we have here with our Emperor is how we got to this place where we are right now. And we got here. This is where we are at the moment. This is what we're dealing with at the moment. But our Emperor, he's saying to us that we've tried following the rules. We've tried doing things the right way. We've tried being that person. And maybe it didn't work for us. Maybe we found it was unfulfilling. Maybe we found it was difficult. But we've been down that road of sticking with the rules. We've been down that road of doing it right, okay? And clearly it didn't work for us. Otherwise we wouldn't be in the situation we're in right now. So where we're at the moment, Cancerians, is that you're wanting so much more. We understand we want to go back to love. We want to go back to radiance. We want to go back to the things that truly matter to us. We want to leave the rules behind. We don't want the rules to be driving and guiding us unnecessarily going forward. We want to live our lives from a place of compassion, from a place of love, from a place of understanding. And what's so interesting as well around this whole situation is this is how we're coming into the month, okay? The month is starting off where Spirit is saying, slow down, slow down. Don't feel this urgency to do too much starting off. Let's take it easy. Let's gradually ease ourselves into the month of April. We need to be focusing on our radiance. We need to be allowing our light to shine as much as possible. And our light shines here because Cancerian, this is what's important to you. Being of love, loving and receiving love unconditionally are the things that are important to you. We're not all about the rules. We understand that there are rules, that there's a need for rules. We understand that there's a place and a function for them, but we also understand that, right here and right now, it's not the most important thing in my life. Going forward though, this particular card here, the Page of Swords, this is the support that's available to you. And this is Spirit saying that everything is a learning. Everything is a lesson. Life is it's just one continuous lesson. And just as you learn and just as you understand and just as you comprehend, so things change and so things evolve and so the lessons happen. So we mustn't ever feel like we've accomplished. We mustn't ever feel like we've done. We mustn't ever feel as if, okay, I now understand, I now know, I now have. Because actually just when you grasp one thing, we move on to the next lesson. We move on to the next experience. We move on to the next circumstance. And I think this is the big thing that Spirit is saying to you, Cancerians. Sorry, I'm calling you Capricorns now. Oh my gosh. We've got to understand that life is just a continuous cycle. A continuous cycle of learning, of lessons, of understanding. And what is it that we're understanding? We're understanding how our light shines, how our radiance blossoms, and how everything in life is just so wonderfully perfect, even when it's imperfect. So life is perfect, even when it's not perfect. I love that, actually. Okay. And our card number 6 over here is, what are we moving towards? So what is the point behind all of this for the month of April? And here we've got the beautiful Star card. The Star card is the card of healing, It's the card of hope. It's the card of renewal. And it's the card of just getting back to basics. Because maybe life has got a bit complicated over the last couple of months, Cancer. Maybe life has become just a little bit over the top. And we needed a way to sort of bring it back to basics, bring it back to what truly matters and what's truly important. And that's what the Star card is. You can see that she is completely vulnerable. Okay, she has got nothing to hide. She is revealing all of herself. But what she's doing is she's replenishing. She's putting back. She's almost bringing balance back into being. And I do think the fact that we had our Empress and our Emperor so close to each other here is about that yin and yang balance that I was talking about earlier on. You know, understanding that even though you are ready and even though you have the energy to go, to start, to initiate, it's about knowing when, so that you're not wasting your time or wasting your energy, but rather saving yourself for the right moment, for the right time. I also want to point out that we've got our Empress and our Emperor, and both are surrounded by pages. Now, the significance of that is page energy is very enthusiastic, very super eager to please and super eager to accomplish and super eager to learn. But both of them lack skill. They both lack experience. They've got textbook knowledge, but they've never actually done it before. So I do think and I'm only reading now the first 6 cards. And Cancerians, this is Spirit saying to you that you're embarking on something that maybe you've not done before, that maybe you've not handled before, maybe you've not experienced before. And as much as you are so ready for this, life is a continuous learning, a continuous lesson, but it is all about giving back. So you take and you give. Everything in life is a little bit of a give and take. And just because you can doesn't mean that you do. All right? Just because you can doesn't mean that you do. Just because you can help another person doesn't mean that you should. All right? It is about this yin and the yang. If they're giving you something that is of equal value, by all means, go for it. But in order for you to shine, in order for you to grow, in order for you to have rejoice, love-making, celebration of all things in your life, you've got to recognize your significance, your radiance, your value, and don't just give your power away. Don't just give your power away. Right, so interesting, very interesting. So Cancerians, how do the people in your life see you and perceive you? Well, they see you as I'm giggling because we've got all these cups and each cup contains something different. So they're seeing you as, you know, of having whatever it is that they desire. So it's not about you. It's not about what you have. It's about their desires. And it's about the fact that you offer them everything that they need. And maybe this is where things are falling short. Maybe this is where things are going wrong. So Cancerians, this is Spirit is saying to you that you need to see that people don't see you. I mean, yes, there's a face here. There is one human form. But what they're seeing is what you can give them and not you, the individual, not you, the person. And you know what? That's wrong. People shouldn't be treating you like that. People shouldn't be taking advantage of you like that. People should be seeing and celebrating your radiance, who you are as a being, the person you are at the core of your being, and not just the stuff. So who are you at the core of your being? Well, you are somebody who enjoys the finer things in life, but you're also somebody who considers the needs and desires of other people. You're also somebody who likes to think of others, but you also like to share in your radiance with other people. So that's quite interesting that that particular card has come through there. So the Nine of Pentacles, you know, this is what I like to call the opulence card. And I know for some people, they'll say that opulence is taking things too far, that opulence is a little bit excessive. But nothing wrong with excessive as long as you can afford it. And by afford it, I don't just mean financially. I'm talking energetically, I'm talking emotionally. And I talk about that because all of these cards are talking about your energy and your emotion and not giving too much of yourself away before the time is right. We need to learn when it is appropriate and when it isn't, because nobody's giving back to you. Everybody's just seeing you as who they can take from. And as much as you have excess to give, it doesn't mean that you should. It really doesn't mean that you should. So the advice from Spirit for the month of April, what we have over here is the Three of Wands. And here we have a sailor. He is waiting on the docks. He is waiting for a ship to come in. He's already made the decisions. He's already said his goodbyes. He's already told everybody that he's going on the ship and he's sailing wherever the ship takes him. And the decision has been made. He's just waiting for the ship to come in. Now, the interesting thing that I want to point out, Cancerians, is that this card is similar in a lot of respects to this card, because here he's dressed, he's ready, but he's waiting, he's resting. And he should be resting, but he's waiting impatiently. So do you see how our impatience levels have started increasing as the month goes? But I also think, Cancerians, this particular card is basically saying to you, you know what you need to do. You've already made the decisions, but now it's time, as soon as the moment comes, as soon as it is the right moment, you need to act, you need to do, you need to carry out your desires, your radiance, to start rejoicing in your life. And don't worry about what other people think about it. Other people's opinions really don't matter in this particular case. And the month of April, what does the month of April actually bring you? And it brings you this gorgeous Queen of Pentacles energy. So she really has honed her skill, honed her knowledge, honed her emotions, and honed her stuff. So she is living the perfect life. She has everything her heart desires and so much more. But she, not only from a physical, materialistic point of view, but also from an emotional point of view, she knows who she is. She knows what she wants, and she knows what's important in life. I think she has mastered radiance. She has mastered her true beauty. She has mastered what really matters in life, and she's not afraid to fight for what she wants. She's not afraid to fight for her happiness, because she knows above all else that she deserves it. So how interesting is that, Cancerians? So this is Spirit saying to you that the month of April 2022, it's not about how much you can get done in a short space of time. It's not about that at all. What it is about, though, is understanding truth, integrity, and honesty, and not feeling like you are the one that needs to be doing the giving all the time. Maybe you need to stop for a minute and allow people to celebrate your radiance, allow people to acknowledge you for a change, and allow people to actually fuss over you instead of you be the one doing the fussing. All right. So Cancerians, however April turns out, I wish you an amazing month, a month of radiance, a month of joy, and a month of love. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.